Okay, Java nerds. Today we're gonna create a new method, and we're gonna call that method, and we're gonna use that method to do stuff in Java. This is probably your first method, so let's get started. Now, one thing in Java you need to understand is everything is made up of methods and classes. You can have a class, and inside that class you can have methods. You cannot have a method inside a method. However, you can call a method inside a method. Let me explain. Okay, so you cannot define a new method here. This is your main method. You cannot define a method here. You can define it outside here. You can create a new method here. Okay, and you can call it here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new method called add. Okay, so we're going to call it public int add. And it's going to take two numbers, int a, and it's going to take int b, yeah, boom. And it's going to do whatever is here, and we're going to return x, okay? And let's return int x. Let's initialize that right there. Variable x might have been initialized, int x equals 0. Okay. Bye. Okay. Now here's why we did this. Means public. This means this method is available to everyone. Int, it means that this is going to return an int. So it's returning x, which is an int. Now if you're this is void. Okay. So if you look at main method, it says public static void main. Okay. This is basically saying the public method is static and it's not going to return anything if it's void. If we change this to void instead of int, just make it public void, we cannot have a return statement. But because we're returning something, we need to have it changed to int. Okay, we're returning an int. Number 2 is going to take two variables. Okay, it's going to take two variables as input, and it's going to store them, and they're both going to be ints. It's going to store them inside A, and it's going to store the second variable inside B. Now let's say we wanted our second one to be double. We can change this to double. Now we're going to take an int, and we're going to take a double, and we're going to return an int. Okay, so but what we want is int. Okay, now here's what we want to do. We're going to take whatever those things are, right? And what we want to return is the addition of the sum of those two variables. So we're just going to say a plus b. X is a plus b, and we're going to return x. Okay, and here's what we mean by calling it. Now, what we want to do is we want to use this add function, right? We're going to use add method. That's why we make a method, because we want to use it. So we're going to call this method. Okay, so what we're going to do is say int f is equal to add 15 and 20. Okay. Non-static method addend cannot be referenced with a static constant. Let's just make it static just for now. Just for now. That is a problem you run into often. If you don't want to have it be a static, you can put it inside another class, but that's a different story for a different day. Okay, so we have int f is equal to add blah blah blah, and we're gonna system dot out dot println, and what we're gonna print is f. We're gonna print out f. Okay, and that should print out 35. If it prints out 35, we did our job. Okay, we deserve a promotion. We deserve a raise if we did our job. All right, so it's running 35. Boom. Right here, as you can see, it returned 35. So let me explain this to you again. Here's what it did. Once you called add function and put it 15 and 20, this thing took and put 15 inside int a, took 20, put it inside int b, created a variable called x, added a plus b and put it inside of x, and returned the x function. So this add 15 to 20 is really equal to x. Okay, And that's what a function looks like, a method looks like, and that's how you call it. Alright. Now what if we wanna do complex stuff? Right? So what if we wanna like x is not equal to that, x is equal to that, minus 10 times 20, you know, it'll do that. It'll do that with no problem. It won't be accurate, but it'll do that. X is equal to negative 165, and that's you know, that's math. So thank you for watching. This has been HT Video Tuts. Please subscribe for more videos coming out soon.